Hey, this is 10 Minutes of Astrology with Shannon. Remember, before we dive in, if you like content like this or my posts on social media like Facebook and Twitter, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. You can also check out my website, shannonbag.wixsite.com/mbrs, for my customized readings just for you, personalized. You can check out my custom products where I make 4-leaf clover bookmarks just for you and money art, as well as my shop where I already have money art displayed, my recycled rugs, and other cool items. So let's get started into this video. Today we're going to be talking about the degrees when the planets are going through the signs and what they mean. So I always start with 0. 0 to 1 degree is the worst that any sign can be. That's the fall. That's just the hardest place to be because it's just starting out. It has no idea what it's doing. It's just so new that it's terrible at it. So 0 to 1 degrees, if you have that in your chart, I am so sorry. It's kind of a lost cause here, unfortunately. 1 degree to about 4 degrees. Now here we're going to start getting into some numerology because 1 is the first degree. It's baby steps. It's something brand new. 2 is balance. So you're new coming into that balance. 3 is outcome. So people that have something, a planet in 3 degrees are very focused on outcome orientation in this newness that they're discovering. Something that's at 4 degrees is a very balanced place. It's a new balance, but it's balanced nevertheless. It's a very stable degree. Anywhere from 5 to 7 degrees of astrology is like you're getting your footing, you're figuring out how to do this. You're kind of past the learning phase, you're still in it, but you're kind of past it. 5 degrees is you have kind of the good and the bad. It's like you have some things that are going to work out and just some things that won't. 6 degrees is kind of more challenging. It's like you're new, but you're struggling. 7 degrees, you have kind of more choices. 7 degrees is a very kind of good degree to be in. It's still early, but nevertheless, you have kind of more choices. 8 degrees is where you're going to find more, where you're like studying it, where you know how some people, they can pull something apart just to figure out how it works, but they can't figure out how to put it back together. They may have something in 8 degrees. 9 and 10 degrees is like 9 is like you're close, you're at that pinnacle, you're about to cross into that other side. It's not quite there yet, but you're about there. You're coming out of the true learning phase that 0 to 9 degrees holds, but you're not quite at that threshold yet. 10 degrees is like, you know what? I've got this. We're going to the next step. We're going to the next level. You know, it's powerful. 11 degrees is a very ethereal number. 11 and 22 degrees both, but I'm going to get to 22 degrees here in a minute. But 11 degrees is like this kind of power thing that you have, because not only have you crossed into the second phase of these degrees, because it goes to 30 degrees, 29, 59, but we'll say 30 to make this easier. But when you're in that 11 degrees, you're like in the middle of the cycle, but you've just started this middle of the cycle, and it's like this beautiful coming up. 12 degrees is more of a hard line. It's like we know that we've passed this, and we know that we have to tread carefully and, very mindfully. So then we have 13 degrees, which is like a pass or fail. So people that have any planets in 13 degrees, they either overcome struggles or they let struggles really get to them. Whatever planet that degree is at, that's where you're going to find that. 14 degrees is like we're coming up on the middle. We're coming into this grand balance. It's exciting, but it's also mindful and thoughtful, but they don't put enough thought into it, if that makes sense. 15 degrees is right slap in the middle. So these people can kind of go either way, whatever planet it is, whatever sign it's in, it can go either way. It can either fall and recede back into negativity, or it can rise and go into positivity, but it's always going to have kind of that ebb and flow at that 15-degree mark. 16-degree mark is, again, we're coming into fun. But when you have struggles, they may really kick your butt. 17 degrees is an oddball. So this degree is kind of not sure of its footing in this middle standing where it kind of wants to lean one way, but it's just not entirely sure of itself. 18 degrees is kind of more cocky, more egotistical, whatever you have that sign in. It's like the teenager. By 18, you know it all. You don't. 19 degrees is where you're going to have a reality check, because you're about to go into the third phase of these degrees. And 19 degrees is where it's like the reality check sets in. Like whatever you have going on in that planet, in that sign, it's like, okay, this is happening. What are we going to do? 20 degrees is like, okay, we're fresh starting in this third phase. I have a better grasp of how to do things, and I'm more capable, but I'm still new into this third phase. 21 degrees is kind of going back to the know-it-all phase of 18. However, it's got more maturity. So 21 degrees is like, yeah, I know a lot, and I'm really good at this, but I know I still have more room to grow. 22 degrees, coming back to like the 11 degrees, is like the height pentacle. It's like, okay, we have achieved balance. We have achieved etherealism. It's a great combination. It's a great degree to be in. It's not the best degree. The best degree is 29 plus. So all the, like 29 degrees, 58 minutes, 59 minutes is like the pinnacle of that sign for that placement. That's perfect. But we're going to get back to that. 22 degrees is still a phenomenal degree to be in, because you have a power that nobody else can hold. 23 degrees is kind of, how do I put this? It's complicated. People with something in 23 degrees, that's where they're going to find complications. That's where they're going to find things that just blow their mind, and they try to wrap their head around it, and they just find it difficult but exciting, and it's a very complicated degree. 24 degrees, we're coming back to balance. We're coming back to stability. It's, like, okay, we're at the end of, this cycle, your planetary alignment, and you're the kind of person that can take a breath and can handle it. You can handle it. 25 degrees is hard, because it's the expectations that are going to be placed on whatever planet is in your 25 degrees is going to be difficult to bear. You're going to be able to handle it because you have that planet in that degree. But nevertheless, you are still going to struggle to some extent. You're going to be better off with those similar struggles. Like if somebody had 5 degrees, you would still be better able to handle it, but it's still going to be difficult. 26 degrees, now we're coming up on the 26 to 28, 29 part, where it's like, you know what? I have this. I may struggle and it may be difficult, but I've got it. I'm capable. We're good. 27 degrees, we're going back to cocky, but like the good kind of cocky, where it's like, yeah, buddy. So people with 27 degrees in their chart, they're probably a little more bubbly, a little more just stuff gets thrown at them, and they're like, I got this. 28-degree people take things seriously. They're like, it's at the end. We're almost done. We're going to complete. They're focused. They're straight. They have so much intense. It's good energy, but it's intense. 29 degrees, oh my God, is the pinnacle of any sign. You absolutely want degrees in 29, because that's when you learn, when you have power, when it's just the kind of best thing that could be done for you. It's a blessing. I've seen people with 29 degrees in their chart in one planet and then 0 degrees for another, and it's like they got a blessing there, because 0 degrees is terrible, 29 degrees is the peak. You gotta lean on that planet that's got that 29, because that is gonna be your power, that's gonna be your blessing. That's gonna be kind of the top echelons of where you want to be. So I really hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching until the end, and if you're interested in supporting me, I am on Patreon as well as a bunch of other social media platforms, so look me up, and thanks for watching.